Welcome back to Using Construction Lines to Create the Body video part 2. All right, so in part 1, we did this first stance. We started out just by drawing just basic shapes and lines to really show the figure and the form, and then pretty much just connected all of those lines. So this is the way that you should be drawing bodies, okay? No stick figures allowed anymore. After this tutorial, you should know how to generally use shapes to give your bodies a lot more form and a lot more body, okay? So what we're gonna be doing is doing the second skeleton, okay? And if you have this paper, awesome. If not, go ahead and just grab a piece of paper and follow along with me as we go through and create our construction lines. So first things first, we just wanna create the lines. These are just pretty much guidelines that really help us to understand where the areas of the body should be from our skeleton, which is going to be very helpful. You don't have to draw these. I just like to draw them because it helps kind of keep me in place. And we are just sketching right now, so it's not really a big deal if we have extra lines on our paper. We're just practicing, okay? Of course, if you're using a pencil, make sure that you use your eraser if you have any lines that you don't want to keep and that you kind of want to alter or change. Okay, remember we talked about the face is a circle with a jawline attached. So let's go ahead and create our circle with our jawline. And it's okay if yours does not look exactly like mine, right? We all have different drawing styles, so that's what makes us unique. Okay, these lines in the face, the vertical line pretty much determines the angle of the face, so the way the face is looking, and this line going horizontally through the center is the eye line, okay? So let's go ahead and draw our torso. Just going to be this long oval shape. We're gonna go ahead and draw some small circles on the side. Those are going to be our shoulders. The pelvic bone, and of course I always like to do the little lines on the side of where the leg is attaching to the pelvic bone. That kind of just helps me out. We want to make sure that we are including the line for our spine, so you can kind of see it curves a little bit through the torso and then comes back down to the pelvic bone. It's got just a slight curve in it. And then we're gonna go ahead and start drawing our lines for our arms and our legs. So let's go ahead and start on this side. Don't forget to draw a slight circle for the elbow. Okay, take that bone down and draw your hand. Okay, on the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing, draw my arm, and just notice I'm following the shape of the arm, right? So on this side, the arm is slanted, so I want to make sure I'm drawing mine slanted, right? This one curves or slants inward. I'm going to do mine slanting inward. Okay, on this side, the bone is very straight, right? It doesn't have a lot of movement to it, so you want to make sure that you're following your form, okay? That's gonna be very important, especially if you're trying to draw people that look like they're running or look like they're in motion. You really need to pay attention to that because that's really gonna help you form the body and make it look realistic. Okay, I'm gonna draw the arm, can't forget the hand, and then the legs, right? Our leg lines. A circle for the kneecap, coming down, another circle, and my foot. Okay, so this is going to give us a general outline of our body. And the next thing that you want to do is really just connect it. So as you become a better drawer and a better artist and you gain more experience, you really start understanding the anatomy of the body, right? Understanding which muscles go where, what they do when they're in certain positions or in movement. And so that's going to be really important, just kind of understanding the body, understand the way the bones work, understand the way the muscles work, because that really helps your drawing to be very realistic. So I'm just going to go through and start connecting my lines. I'm going to go from my neck to my shoulders. Fill out my arms a little bit. It's already starting to look more human-like. Now, I don't know if I said this right in the last video, because now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I'm not saying it. I didn't say it right. So whenever you're drawing the legs, okay, when you're drawing the angle of the leg, the quad, right, your quad muscle, that's the muscle in front of the thigh, is generally going to be straight. And you're going to have more muscle on the back of the leg. Okay, so the back of the leg should be more straight. Right now at this angle, it's pretty straightforward, and so you see the full part of the leg. If you're drawing something from the side, it would look kind of like this. Your quad would be rounded on the front, straight in the back, straight in the front, rounded in the back. Maybe I messed that up this time. Okay, so if you're drawing a person, the more meat of the muscle is going to be in the front. Sorry, I said it wrong this time. I said it right the first time. The meat of the muscle is going to be in front. It's going to be straight in the back. And then your calf is what's going to have more muscle in the back. And it's going to be straight in the front, right? So this would be like a side profile view. Sorry, I'm getting messed up already. So that's how you would draw it, right? That's kind of like the anatomy of the leg. So your quad is going to be more rounded. Your quad is going to be more rounded, and your calf is going to be more rounded, okay? And then the back of your thigh, right, this area here will be more straight, and the front of the bottom part of your leg where your shin is going to be more straight because that's where the bone is, okay? So follow me from this instruction because I totally messed up earlier, and that's okay. We all make mistakes. Sometimes, you know, you do things for so long and you have it in your head, and then when you try and explain it to somebody else, you're like, what? So yes, this is the proper way to do it, right? The muscle of the quad, right? The quad, that's your thigh, the upper part of your thigh. That's where the muscle is going to be. It's going to be straight in the back. Your calf is going to have more muscle in the back and be more straight in the front where your shin bone is. Okay. And so you really afterward just want to make sure that you're attaching all your lines together and creating your form. Okay. Now the next part that we are going to be doing is we're going to be doing this exercise, but we're actually going to be picking a picture and doing it on Google Drawing. So it's very important for you guys to understand that we're using just general shapes and lines as we're going through and drawing the anatomy. And there's both of ours together.